All right, what's up, everybody? I did the damn thing. I think we're live everywhere else now in the world. Coming on TikTok in a second. I feel like I'm in witness protection. Had the camera out this week, and I feel like I'm a little dark here. But coming into you from the shadows in the West Coast HQ at GhostCultMag.com, I am Keefy, and you are watching the weekly Ritual Ghost Cults Rock and Metal News Show, coming at you everywhere on the web. The best experience for the show, as always, is YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, X, all the things. We're also on Instagram and TikTok, too. What's up? What's up? Raquel is here. BlackieChan88 is here. What is up, everybody? Hey, Raquel. Great to see you. Raquel Figlo, PR. If you have PR needs, one of my many friends in the business, but also an exceptional person and friend, but a great publicist. I am having a rare beer. I was snacking on some chips earlier, some late July chips. It has been a week here, and we're here to recap all the things here at GhostCultMag.com. I'm having a rare beer. I'll give a little health update, a little mental health update in a sec. This beer's almost gone because I've been drinking it while putting the show together. Scooter's here. What's up, Scooter? I am fantastic. How are you? I hope you're well. It's just almost Friday. Thursday here in America, still for a few more hours. Friday everywhere else in the world except behind us in the future / past. I don't know time. What is time? What is time, actually? But this is our weekly show where we recap all the rock and metal news, major music festivals, stuff happening this weekend, as well as stuff just announced and further out, all the major tour announcements, some hot drama, some news, some crazy shit has happened this week in the world of music. We've got most of it locked down. Looks like we already got some watchers and some commenters. Kurt is here, my beloved Curtis Dunlap, Ghost Cultist Supreme. All the horns for you, my brother. A lot of people watching on Insta, a lot of people watching on the gram. What's up to everybody out there on TikTok? Good to see you, Fuzzy, Vicky, all the people. Thanks for watching. Try to stay tuned. Eddie Salazar, JC. TikTok experiences that people usually like zip through, and maybe it catches their attention. But there's a lot of you everydayers and real ones. You know who you are out there. I feel like I'm a little dark. If I look kind of dark on the video, let me know. I'm going to have to mess with the camera settings. We had the camera out. I'll talk about that in a second. We had the camera out in the wild this week, taking some photos, and that's why maybe my settings are awry. My bad. But anyway, yeah, all the things. This is the cover. If you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch this week, the cover is me, Force Ghost Keefy, because I'm all about Star Wars right now. Force Ghost Keefy, and I am hugging a tree, and I'll talk about that tree experience in a second. We've reached a 2,000 upload mark. If you're here on YouTube, a lot of people are here. Yeah, a little dark, but all right. We're gonna come at you from witness protection and do our best. When I have the merch unboxing later from the mailbag at the end of the show, maybe I'll have to redo it for the gram or something. But anyhow. We have hit 2,000 uploads, probably mostly because of shorts and reels. YouTube has been one of our most successful channels beside our website. We're in business for almost 12 years. This is our 12th year in business this October. We are about to hit 1 million views on YouTube. We're about to hit 5,000 subs on YouTube, and part of that is aggressively making content. It's exhausting, but this is the deal. But yeah, 2,000 uploads. So for everybody, if you're here from YouTube, a lot of people have come to us from our major YouTube interviews like High Lung and Fat Mike of NoFX and Jinx Dawson of Coven and 1349 and Wednesday 13 and Matt Pike of Sleep and High on Fire and, Alex Webster of Cannibal Corpse. If you come here, Jazz Coleman of Killing Joke, if you come here for the many, many videos, Lena Scissorhands, so many killer bands and artists have come through here. If you're here because of them, thank you, and thanks to them, because obviously we have content made because of them. So here's the weekly ritual. It's usually the Friday edition. So I spent some time on Monday with two of my besties in Muir Woods. This is co-owner of Ghost Cult Omar in the glasses, me in my battle vest, and my dear friend Rebecca Gassett. Rebecca has supported Ghost Cult a ton, including buying me some of this gear here in the studio for my birthday one year, just to help contribute. We went to Muir Woods. We walked around. We hugged trees. We breathed the fresh air. Tomorrow, aka Friday, July 12th, is Rebecca's birthday. So happy birthday, Rebecca. I hope you have a great one. And got to have some hang time with Omar. That was fun. And didn't almost talk no business, just hung out like bros, like we used to. It was great. Here's some more pictures. Here's me and Omar at karaoke. He's not thrilled. At the Eagle, San Francisco, the world's most famous leather bar. We did some karaoke. I sang Against All Odds by Phil Collins. People seem to be into it. I also did a Soundgarden song. Here's me hugging the tree. Again, this is the actual photo. There's a ton of photos. I'll probably put them up on my personal Ghost Cult Keefy gram. And there's me and Omar also in Marin County in Northern California is the House from the Birds. The House from the Birds by Alfred Hitchcock is pretty rad. So that's really fun. That's a super fun thing. And we had a great time. And then we did karaoke and then called it a day. Ralph Mueller 521 is here. 92 Mikey Co 00 is here. Clelex is here. Angel Ghost 9232 is here. Right, the Bird's House, right? And we went to the church also and took pictures in front of it and did some clown and stuff. Not because of the church, but just in general. Hitchcock's great. This is my second historical horror movie venue in 1 year. Last September or late August, trying to remember when, I went to the house from Stephen King's house in Bangor, Maine, where he wrote the majority of his creepy shit. So good times with my best friends and the Ghost Cult crew. Once again, this show and every show for the time being is dedicated to Sonia Ramos, Sonia Shredder on Instagram. Sonia is a guitar luthier in the Florida metal community, making metal guitars for metal guitarists, and is battling late-stage cancer. And we're just trying to raise money to help with any advanced treatments for Sonia. Also on the cancer front and the fuck cancer front, we were telling you recently about Lou from Sick of It All, Lou Keller. It's a guy I go way back with. I know him for many years. Just honored and humbled to have hung out with him and spent time with him and got to know him a little bit. And obviously the music is hugely important as a former native New Yorker or still a native New Yorker. And Lou's GoFundMe for his esophageal cancer treatments has already hit its goal and surpassed it. But, you know, I don't know any hardcore musician or metal musician that has health insurance. So let's just keep the donations going to people who need it. We always ask for people to donate to us, but honestly, if you could donate to Sonia or Lou or both, that would be amazing. Whatever you can give, or just share it. Stephanie Montoya is here, another everydayer. Hi, Stephanie. Great to see you. Stephanie will be extremely interested in the very first thing in our features in a couple of minutes, because we did something particularly rad that concerns you, my friend. You would definitely be into it. If you haven't already seen it, you probably have. We're also getting signatures on a petition for my favorite pupper of San Francisco, Django. This is Django in his battle vest with Necro Butcher of Mayhem. This is the most metal dog shit of all time that I can think of. We're trying to get Django sainthood in San Francisco by these Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, and we want to indulge you to sign the change.org petition. It's just fun. We're just having some fun. Django's 10th birthday is coming up, and I thought it would be a fun thing. Jay Werner is here. Thomas Monteleo is here. Donald Anderson, Kurt Keller. TikTokers, what up, what up, what up? Coming at you from Witness Protection. So there's the petition for Django. I think we're up to almost 300 subscriptions, and we're trying to get it up to 500 at least. If you watch the Lone Watcher on Twitch, I thank you very much. Please subscribe if you're not. Tell us what kind of content you want to see from us. This is another one, just tragic. After many years of illness, Shelley Duvall, the incredible actress, here in a screen cap from The Shining. Speaking of Stephen King, she passed away today as we went to video time. Hey, Brooklyn Miss is here. Ms. Moore. Oh, word. Is that tonight in New York? I love Ms. Moore. Everybody who knows when I was in New York last summer, I literally got off the bus at 34th Street and Hudson Yards. I got off the mega bus from Philly. I ate a glizzy. I jumped in an Uber to the North Bronx in Pelham Bay, dropped my bags at Ghost Cult headquarters, New York, changed my clothes because I was sweaty from the summer days, and I literally zipped out on a train, on the 6 train to New York City, to the L train, grooving on the train, riding on the L train, and then the G, and then over to St. Vitus to see Bizwar and Unrequited and Funeral Leech, who we have an interview coming up with next week. Sick stuff. But yeah, rest in peace, Shelley Duvall. It's in Albuquerque. Oh, my bad. I'm reading the comments out of order. My bad. Yeah, Ms. Moore is incredible. I saw Ms. Moore. I love them so much. ALN, incredible stuff. I spent way too much money on merch. That's the last time. If St. Vitus doesn't reopen, that's the last time I will ever be there. I have a bad feeling about this, Chewbacca. They're not reopening, but that's just my gut feeling. I don't want it to happen. I just sense it hasn't happened by now, and just seems unlikely. But okay. Alf, this is not Alf. Alf didn't die, but Oliver Gregory, the little redheaded kid that was Alf's buddy on the show, has passed away. Not an old guy either, so we're not sure about the details of that. King Crimson, sick. Yeah, I mean, I saw Crimson in the Before Times, and I don't know if you've seen the In the Court of the Crimson King documentary, Scooter. I interviewed the director of that, Toby Amies, who was pretty much a punk rock guy, but for whatever reason, he was motivated to do a King Crimson documentary. I highly recommend that documentary to anybody who loves the band. And what a ride that is, and what a crazy mofo Robert Fripp is. I'm a big King Crimson fan. I kind of thought they were done, to be honest with you. I kind of felt like they were done, but I'm glad they're not. So just a reminder of all the minutiae. We have a newsletter we send out every weekend that includes this show. It includes our list of albums you need to spin, pick up, buy, support. Major news stories, features here at the site. We don't bombard you every day like our peers and competitors. We hit you up just once, just one time. That's all we do. I'm going to try to move one of my lights. I have the key light here, but I'm going to and I unplugged the light prominently. Amazing job. I was not made for these times sometimes. Let's see if this works a little bit better. Hey, a little more light on me. That's cool. We just changed the game a little bit. We just changed it up. So we have a newsletter you can check out. And yep. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, great. Thank you, Brooklyn Miss. Yep, it was good to see my buddy. And we have a lot of business going on here at the website. And yep, Scooter, great documentary. Yeah, that's right. Steve Vai and Danny Carey with Ballou, right? With Adrian Ballou. That's insane. That's insane. I also saw a version of King Crimson that Adrian Ballou had, Crimson Project, open for Dream Theater like 10 plus years ago, like maybe Mangini's second album with the band. Now that Portnoy's back, people are going to forget about poor Mike Mangini. But my high school classmate Tobias Ralph was playing with Crimson Project. Yeah, Danny Carey with King Crimson. That's insane. What a dream come true. I'm not trying to say anything, but Danny Carey should go play with the Rush guys. I love Neil. I miss Rush terribly. There's no replacing the Professor, Neil Peart, but if anybody could do it, it's Portnoy or Danny Carey, and Portnoy is probably busy for the next 2 years on Dream Theater tours. So follow us on all the socials. Like I said, we're about to hit 5,000 subs and 1 million views on YouTube. It's pretty impressive. We're just 2,000 plus uploads. We're on all the socials. Obviously, we're on it now if you're watching. Twitch, thanks for being here, whoever's watching. Again, feel free to drop a comment. I miss Rush so much. And I skipped going to that last tour. I was like, oh, I'll catch the next one. I don't have to see this one. Wah, wah. So we're on all the things. I don't know if you guys are using Blue Sky or Threads at all, but we're on those also. And then just a reminder, we do have a Discord. It has a straight funnel of all our best content. And if you like our best content, you want to be there. And then also, Reddit. sometimes works for us, sometimes against. So we're on Reddit too, but not doing much with that right now. So feature time, and Stephanie, this one's for you if you're watching. So we had the incredible honor of premiering the brand new song by Stoner. Stoner with the 2 umlauts like Motorhead is the stoner doom, stoner rock, desert rock supergroup, psychedelic rock supergroup, featuring 2 members formerly of Kyuss, Brant Bjork and Nick Oliveri. Nick Oliveri also of formerly of Queens of the Stone Age. Both those guys in a million bands, their own bands. So Stoner is coming back with a full new album with a bunch of bonus covers, including 2 Kyuss covers and a Motorhead cover, speaking of Motorhead. And so we premiered the debut visualizer and video of their cover of maybe the most classic song by Kyuss, Green Machine, right? I love Kyuss so much. I know they're probably never getting back together. Never say never, but probably never. We have some Queens of the Stone Age news coming up later about Josh. But yeah, Stoner, we got to premiere this video. It blew up. I'm super happy for them. We've been, there's a lot of conjecture that people, websites, record labels don't care about premieres anymore, but I still can't do all of them. Can't say yes to everybody, but I try to help when I can. The last one we did for Casket Robbery was huge, and their video went on to do like 30,000 views of that video. We didn't get 30,000 views, but like 30,000 people watched that video. We premiered it, and the same with this video. It's like a few, many hundreds. So pretty stoked for a small band and a great legacy band. Other features this week, just a reminder, we do occasional feature album retrospectives, and Slipknot's debut album turned 25 years old last week at the end of June, and so a week and a half ago. And so just a reminder, there's a piece on our site for that. Interviews this week. Maybe I have do I have the wrong deck? Nope, I don't. All right, just a reminder. We did an interview last week with Steve. It was like a light week because of the 4th of July. So just a reminder of those interviews. We did Steve from Destroyer Light. Destroyer Light's last album, Degradation Times. I confused myself for a minute. I was like, I had the wrong deck. No, Steve, we interviewed Steve. Great guy. I had talked to him once before in his career, which he remembered more of that chat than I did. And he was pleasantly thrilled that we did like an, obviously different album, talking about different times, end of the band. All the guys in that band are parting amicably. It's just a long run with that band, and they're all going on to other projects, which we're going to hear about very soon. Some of those bands already existing. Also interviewed Guhts, Scott and Amber, who are married. 2 of the members of Guhts, the sort of New York post-rock, sludge doom, avant-garde band, noise rock. We did this interview. They went out on the road. They had like a van problem. Van went out of commission. They still managed to finish the tour. Great band. Our friend Dan Martinez plays bass with them. Dan of the Betty Betty bands. He's in Octoploid. Yeah, Octoploid features one of the members of Amorphous, and that is a killer side project. I don't know if it's a full-time band, but it's pretty rad. I also heard that album. We're going to do some content next week around the first half of the year, probably on our YouTube as well as our shorts and reels and TikToks and things. So stay tuned for that. We've got Thrashologist is here. Hey, Thrashologist. I think we're following you. Rich is here. And a few other people are here. Hugo Simpson had come by. Francis Brixton. We're trying. Maiden Fan 7963. Maiden Fan can probably see the Maiden banner right behind me there. But yeah, Guts, great interview. And again, it must be like, what a challenge it must be to be in your band with your significant other. These things are wacky. Also, this is Guiltless. Guiltless features some band members you might recognize from bands like A Storm of Light. Josh Graham, who is also an incredible visual artist, worked for many years with Neurosis and Soundgarden. Also in this band is Sasha Dunable of Dunable Guitars and Intronaut and Brift and many other bands, as well as members of Battle of Mice and or Made Out of Babies. What are those? Guiltless got a new EP out now. They're already working on another record, maybe a full length. And Josh and I had talked a few times before, and he remembered me, and we had a fantastic conversation. Josh is a brilliant artist. I think there was a period of time when he was kind of a de facto member of Neurosis, technically, maybe not an official member, but kind of was on tour with them. He would do all their lighting, and then he even was like a supplemental musical artist with them too sometimes. So great interview there. Go check that band out. A little underloved, excellent EP of recent release in, I believe, May or April. And then just a few things, the Ghost Cult Magazine podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, we did the July edition of the Power Hour, me and reviews editor Tom Osman, who also makes his own music you should be looking out for soon. We recapped all the releases of June. We forecasted a little bit of July. We talked about some of the top records of this year so far, some stuff that hasn't come out yet that we're excited about. You want to check this out if you love rock and metal and you buy records. You want to check, and you care about supporting bands. And we talked about some particularly killer underground labels that maybe don't get enough love. As much as we love the big labels and some of the major labels that do care about metal and put it out, we absolutely focused on some underground labels and gave some love to them, and was really pleasantly impressed with them and how they do business. So check that out. We have some more features and exclusive interviews coming to the podcast. This show will be a podcast, as you know. All right, we got like 40 people watching the show on all the things. Thanks for being here, everybody. Whoever's on Facebook and Twitch and X, say hi, drop a comment. We'll see them. We'll answer them. More to come. Let's see what else. These fine, handsome fellows is Black Sabbath in the late 80s. Specifically Black Sabbath with Tony Martin, and they have a brand new box set out. It's actually right behind me here. I'm not going to unbox the whole thing here because we did that already, but this is Black Sabbath Anno Domini. I treated myself to this. This is a rare purchase for me. I'm getting sent some records this year. I've been buying a ton, just some of the newer stuff, newer releases to keep track. But Anno Domini, if you're a big Tony Martin fan, a big heavy metal fan, we were joined on the Glacially Musical podcast, Beer, Metal, and Swearing, Pour Beer. We did a Chaser episode, beers, and then a Chaser with Jamie of Fistful of Doom. Jamie Morris, great podcaster and blogger. He also writes for The Ripple Effect, which some of you watching definitely read the Ripple Effect blog, I'm sure. And we unboxed, reviewed, dissected all the albums, the 4 albums that make up the Anno Domini box. It's not comprehensive. There's one record missing, but it was an interesting time for Black Sabbath, and tough to replace your singer 3-4 times and come back with a winning formula. And Tony Martin sounds incredible. Some of these, they sound great. It's a great value what they give you packed into this box set: 4 vinyls, posters, a tour program, a book with lyrics and stories and anecdotes, all kinds of stuff. Really great. And it was really great to have Jamie on. We'll definitely have him on as a guest again. Great. Oh, it's the remaster sounds epic. It's beautifully done, especially a couple of those records. I don't love all those records. Eternal Idol is not in the box set, but the other 4 records with Tony are personally remixed and remastered by the 2 Tonys, Tony Martin and Tony Iommi. And I'm a bigger fan of Tear. Headless Cross is decent. It's probably it's not the strongest. Cross Purposes has this great artwork that they copied from another band, but the album is really strong. Tony sounds fantastic. Like each record, they were trying to find themselves with the changing lineup. And the full review is on the podcast, though. Go check out the Glacially Musical podcast, or podcast. Again, pour if you like. I think I'm going to pour myself a little sip of this Liquid Death Convicted Melon now that I had my beer, my rare beer for me. And I don't know what's going on. Oh, I just got some kind of gift on something. Okay. So that's a thing. And then just a reminder, our 2 affiliate partners, Lambgoat Media, for all your music marketing needs. If you need ads for your label, your band, your store, your metal-related business, Lambgoat has you covered. We are part of the Lambgoat network of websites. I wish we were part of the network of bands. I'm pretty retired from singing except karaoke. Lambgoat, Ghost Cult, Metal Insider, This Day in Metal, New Metal Agenda, a few others coming on soon. When we gave away those VIP Slayer tickets recently for their first reunion show back, that was part of Lambgoat. So check us out. We got a lot more stuff coming up with them all summer long. And again, the ads you see on Ghost Cult are from Lambgoat. So that's pretty cool. And then also Stickermule, your one-stop shop for all of your die-cut sticker needs. Stickermule has you covered, but they also do other kinds of merch. You often see me with these coasters. Look at this beautiful, durable, fantastic quality coaster with our amazing Culty logo. Culty, the reimagined Culty logo by Sludgework. Let's check out Sludgework out of the UK for your awesome black metal scary logos. Sludgework also did our podcast logo. And really great stuff from Stickermule. And if you use our link in the description, you get $10 off your next order, and we get $10 off our next order. So it's a Dutch rudder situation. We help each other. Really cool. Jose is here. A lot of people are joining. A lot of people are passing through on the TikTok. Irate Bass is here. Good to see you, Irate Bass. I hope you pop back in. All right. Let's see what else. So that is all the minutiae, and now it's time for the news rundown. We're going to try to rapid fire this jam. 44 others have been watching, just at least passed by and saw what we were doing here, and there's another 30 other people watching, so it's a pretty good number for us. So let's get to the news, the thing you care about. Just a reminder, this week is the Armstrong Metal Fest in Western Canada. Ghost Cult is a media partner of the festival. Possessed is here. What up? What up? Always mad love to you, Possessed official. Armstrong Metal Fest, headlined by Abysmal Dawn and The Browning. Killer lineup. We're glad to be a part of it, and we'll bring you some news from there about the 2025 festival if you're not in Western Canada this weekend to check it out. We're also going to be doing Radar Festival pretty soon. That's going to be covered in the UK by our own Charlie Hill from our reviews team. Cool dude. Also, we were telling you last week about Slipknot Brazil, and now just a reminder, it's kind of very stealthily mentioned on the Knotfest website, but Slipknot's Knotfest Australia is coming for January 2025, which means we're going to get an announcement with the lineup of that soon if we haven't already. There might be some early bird tickets on sale already through the Knotfest site. You can check that out. Busy year for Slipknot. We will very soon cover the tour and Knotfest Iowa in September, so stay tuned for all the coverage of that. We've been doing a lot of festivals this year. We got a lot of festival coverage on the site. This is the biggest story of the week here at Ghost Cult, and this is Metal Days is the long-running metal festival, originally known as Metal Camp in 2004 and rechristened Metal Days in 2013. They had a truncated festival last year. It was for many years. It's in Slovenia, and it's on a lake, and it's outdoors, and it's camping and open-air metal like most other festivals. And it was loved by fans. Like, you go there, and there's tubing and beach stuff. So it's like almost like the cruise without the cruise, and then also a metal festival. And all your metal friends and beautiful people and having a great time and people drinking and partying. And nobody, most people were chill and nobody was a dick. Probably had to do with the scenery. And so they had some problems. The pandemic set them back. Obviously didn't have a festival in 2020. Had sort of a return mini festival in 21, had their festival in 2022, and in 2023, they started to have problems. There was problems with the organization. They had kind of expanded a little too much into other areas over the years, and then they had the festival last year shortened because of weather. Weather happens at all these festivals all over the world, and, it's rain or shine, and I think there was flooding, and it was unsafe, and they had to cancel the end of the festival, and people wanted refunds, and they couldn't issue them because of a partner that had the money. So they canceled 2024, and now they have officially announced they're going out of business. They posted a lengthy statement on all their socials were taken down, and they were always kind of bad at social media, just to be honest. When you have a band or a festival or any kind of thing, you're providing a service. So if your band does a pre-sale and your merch provider shits the bed, fans are going to be pissed. You can't delete their comments. You have to answer them and be apologetic and show contrition. If you owe fans money, we've been seeing a lot of festivals in crisis, right? Blue Ridge Rock Festival probably never coming back, even though they always had great lineups. We'll talk a little bit more about Capulet Fest in a minute. But yeah, I can't speculate. Like, they gave a very lengthy excuse-laden, litany of reasons why they're going out of business. The co-owners are a husband and wife, and they relocated to Zanzibar in Africa, where they built a house with their own earnings from past festivals and promoting gigs. And now the festival's out of business. People are owed money for 23, and maybe they pre-sold 24. I don't recall if they did or not, but like, yeah, people are angry. All their social media is gone except YouTube. We have a big story on it on our site. I'll probably do an additional news piece soon just to keep people up to date, but it's pretty wild, what's going back and forth. And that is so far the biggest story of the week for us here at Ghost Cult, with thousands of people hitting the site to check that story out. And thanks to anybody who shared it. I am, like, I don't, again, I'll say again about Capulet, I don't want to cast aspersions. I don't have all the information. They did give a lot of information about what happened, but that's, just crazy yikes. And imagine if you're traveling even within Europe to go to Slovenia, fly in, travel to the remote location, and then go to the festival and have a day canceled, especially a day with like In Flames and Meshuggah headlining. You might be sad. Also, another festival popped up at the same time. Like they had an outside company come in and book the second stage, and those guys were wildly successful. So they launched their own competing festival, and there were some other things. They had to move locations for 2023 because the festival got too big. Could also be a problem with festivals where they're growing too big too fast. And so Tulminator, if you want to go to Slovenia and Tulman, where the original Metal Days was, for a smaller experience, that festival so far seems wildly successful. The second one is coming up soon. So there's still a festival in Slovenia if you want to go tube around the lake and then see metal. That's still happening. But unfortunately, Metal Days, any festival that's been around 10, 20 years, it's sad to lose them, even if they ran it into the ground, which seems to be the case here. I'm not going to slander anybody, but they jumped on the sword themselves, the mistakes they made, things they did. They had no savings, even after the pandemic where they got help. There were no savings. They didn't have money to give people refunds. You see, this is very common in the festival world. But anyway, Metal Days out of business. Farewell. Au revoir. Louder Than Life, a festival that is not going out of business. Speaking of flooding, they've had some rain issues and hurricanes and flooding and stuff. But Louder Than Life, just a reminder, this is coming up this fall. Danny Whitmer festivals never fail. They never fail, Danny Whitmer. And they got a bunch of festivals coming up. I think Inkcarceration's in here too. Louder Than Life, Slipknot, Slayer, Motley Crue, Korn. I could do without Motley Crue. Offspring, Till Lindemann, Fuck Falling in Reverse, Breaking Benjamin, Seether, Anthrax, Dropkick Murphys, Gojira, Spirit Box. Nothing more. Seven Dust, who I love. Disturbed kind of way down on the bill. Disturbed, Judas Priest, Evanescence, Death Punch. I guess those are the next to headline bands, or some of the third to headline bands, but Disturbed, Evanescence, and Death Punch are usually headliners. Priest too. So that's a stacked lineup that all the way down they have this level of talent. That's pretty great. Some clunkers out there. Some shitty bands are out there. I don't know if you know that. There's some terrible bands in the world. All right. This is pretty cool. I just saw this today. Revolution Calling. I'm sorry, if you have a fun name, I'm going to sing it. In Eindhoven, near the original founding place of Ghost Cult Tilburg in the Netherlands. Revolution Calling You. Biohazard is the headliner, mostly hardcore fest, punk and hardcore. Agnostic Front playing 40 Years of Victim in Pain. Civ exclusive EU date. Unbroken, Exploited, Comeback Kid, Judge, New York City, Hardcore in the House, along with Civ, No Turning Back, Lions Law, All Out War, also an exclusive. Congress, Integrity, Bulldoze, Conservative Military Image, Murphy's Law, just All for Nothing, Prowl, Violent Way, a lot of killer bands. RevolutionCallingFest.com. Go check that out. That is a shout out to Stronger Bookings for putting that together. It just looks sick. I wish I could go. It's this is in late November. Boy, I would love to go to this. It's right up my alley. Those are some of my favorite bands. I mean, that first bunch of bands, Biohazard, Agnostic Front, Civ, and Judge, I saw repeatedly growing up in New York City. I love Biohazard. Everybody knows. 70,000 Tons of Metal has announced they're on sale today. Tickets are on sale today. I think there was some coming out of the pandemic. They had some issues at 70 Tons of Metal, but I am going to say that they have done a nice job since. They've done a very nice job since coming back. And this is the initial lineup for 70,000 Tons of Metal this year. I just had it handy. Where is it? Here it is. No, that's another festival. Boop, 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 boop. Which one is it? 1 second, y'all. I had it handy, and then I clicked away. And now I feel shame. Yeah, so terrible. I don't understand the hype behind the band. Ronnie sucks. I'll tell his mama he sucks. I don't understand why people are on their dicks so hard. It's really mid music. A lot of people can rap fast. Doesn't mean they're talented or good. It's music with a laptop. There's nobody actually playing music on stage. I saw Baby Metal and Death Clock as like some of the most masterful, and Dragon Force, right? And so some of the most masterful musicianship I've ever seen in my life. And I can't imagine going back now and seeing bands that play to like a computer and suck. And there, I mean, I could assassinate Laptop Core. Yeah, I can name names. I can name the names. There's bands. Listen, I make fun of Rings of Saturn. I know people love the guitar shit, right? Guitar Hero and Rock Band were a thing like 10 years ago. And I've seen those guys, and they could barely fucking play live. They cannot play the guitars live. They can't play at the tempos you hear on the records because they slowed it down, they recorded it, and then sped it up again. It's bullshit. It's not real metal. It's not real music. It's not for me. I'm not saying that like technology doesn't have a place in music. Bands that I love use backing tracks. I'm not talking about that. That's okay. You know, we were on the Glacially Musical Podcast. We were talking about my co-host Nick saw Def Leppard, and he thinks it was the first time he has seen Def Leppard not use backing tracks in the many times he has seen the band that he loves. And I was like, I can't believe they didn't use backing tracks. They've been staunch proponents because they have so many layers of guitars and vocals in their songs, especially their classic material. And he was like, no, I really listened hard, and I don't think I heard any tracks. That's crazy to me. These 60-year-old guys that can, you know, barely get up and down off the stage don't need backing tracks. Why do you need backing tracks, Laptop Core? And then let's just talk about what a shitty person Ronnie is. He's a shitty person, a shitty human being. Papa Smalls is here. Yeah, we're here. Papa Smalls, my boy Chris. We're talking about how much Roddy Racky sucks. But anyway, Sepultura, Emperor, Unleash the Archers, all booked for the next round of 70 Tons of Metal 2025. Public on sale today. We've covered the cruise a few times. I've never personally gone. I would love to go. Also joining the cruise are Decapitated, Hammerfall, and Tankard, going from Miami, Florida to Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and back, January 30th to February 3rd. And so far, bands on the bill: Arcturus, Benighted playing 2 sets, Beyond Creation, Candlemass, oh, so good. Crown Shift, Decapitated 2 sets, Delane, Emperor 2 special sets, including my favorite black metal album of all time, In the Nightside Eclipse, as well as anthems to the Wellican at Dusk that people love. Flotsam and Jetsam, 2 sets, Doomsday for the Deceiver, which I believe is 30 years old next year, and No Place for Disgrace. Hammerfall, In Extremo, 2 sets, Kalba, 2 sets, Majestica, Samael, The Hound of Hell, 2 sets, Septic Flesh, Sepultura Farewell Show, Sonata Arctica. You know, every band plays at least 2 sets, but the 2 special sets, I'm denoting these special set lists. Emperor, I was lucky to see at Psycho Las Vegas. I missed their other shows, and it was a magical experience. And I love Isan. You can check out my interview with Isan. I'll link it in the video on the replay on YouTube. Stradivarius, Sonata Arctica, Subway to Sally, Tankard, The Covenant, Unleash the Archers, and 38 more bands to be announced. Holy hell. So if you get your bang for your buck and you like cruises, go check out 70 Tons of Metal. I took this picture from their Facebook page with the Stormtrooper. Here's the official on sale graphic. So 70tonsofmetal.com. Fortress Festival. Here's this one. Fortress Festival. This looks pretty cool. Fortress Festival, which is taking place next year, May 31st to June 1st, has added the Great Old Ones. That's who you're seeing in this image. Phenomenal band. As well as Spirit Possession, Perchta, who just dropped a new album we reviewed, Belor, joining the reformed Agalok, Ulcerate, the Ghost Cult Mag, album of the month for June, by the way. Ruim, Fortress, very fitting that Fortress should play the Fortress Fest at Scarborough Spa. I believe that is in the UK. Scarborough, not Scarborough Fair like the song. Would I do the cruise? So here's a fun thing. I used to work in the cruise industry like 10 years ago. My second job ever in social media was at a cruise company that is now out of business because they were so bad at business. I love the work and I love travel. And I've never been on a cruise. I've been on some boat rides, but never some cruises. So I would go. It's really expensive, and I would love for them to cut me a break. I'd have never been on a cruise, so that comes with getting seasick and sea legs and all of that, but I would think I would have a blast. I kind of would have to baby myself. So my dear friend Zanae Zakowski of Metal Insider goes all the time. She's gone many years, and she will shoot every band, both sets, and never miss a band. And it sounds exhausting, and I'm a lot older than she is, and she's amazing at photography and great at coverage. And you should check out, when you're not checking out ghostcultmag.com, check out Metal Insider. We're all part of the Lambgoat network anyway, and it sounds tiring. I don't think physically I can do. I did Psycho Las Vegas, and the last year so far it made me never coming back. But Elder went on at 2:30 in the morning at the food court in the casino, and I was like, I love Elders, a huge band for me. I saw them when they were just starting out when I lived in Boston, and honestly, I was dying watching this set of theirs. I was like, yeah, I can't do this. So it does sound amazing. It does sound like a lot of fun. And then it's like a cruise, unlimited food. If you buy I think you buy a beer, bar credits. I don't think it's an open bar the whole way except water and soda. There's the excursions. I'm sure Jamaica, if you're just going to a resort, is beautiful and safe. I don't always love the, impoverished country has a resort that makes their tourism money, but the rest of the country suffers while people work for a slave wage. That's kind of a personal issue I have with cruises. Most of the cruises I worked for did Europe and not the Caribbean cruises, but I'd also love to go on Headbangers Ball. There's apparently a wait list. Yeah, I need breaks. I need water. I just did the Pomona one-day festival, and I was absolutely wiped out. And it wasn't even that hot, and I was well hydrated, and water was free, and I still got overheated and had to sit down for 40 minutes and miss a couple of bands and missed an interview or two. So, yeah, I got to baby myself. Even if I get drastically thinner at some point, I'm still going to need some mothering, unfortunately. All right, just a reminder, Lollapalooza is coming up soon with Deftones and Blink-182 and a bunch of other bands, mostly pop and rap and some rock. Inkcarceration's around the corner. Again, Danny Wimmer never fails. Decent lineup for Inkcarceration Festival taking place at the same prison from the Shawshank Redemption, the Ohio State Reformatory, which apparently is haunted. But I would go on the cruise. Just to flip it back for 1 second. And this is fun. I just discovered this festival exists. I was like, this looks amazing. This is the Depravation Festival. I think it's Depravation. A ritual is coming, and you are invited. Raging Speedhorn, Infected Rain, Evil, and a bunch of other bands. This looks sick. Discharge is on there. Iron Altar. There's a lot of killer bands here. So this looks like it's taking place very soon, the end of summer, and also I think it's the UK as well. Can't quite make out the fine print there, but oh well. You got to be careful with these festivals, though. You gotta pick your battles and make sure they're doing it. We're getting older, Scooter. We sure are. Just a reminder, Riot Fest is coming up. Ghost Cult is proud to be helping support Riot Fest. You can buy your Riot Fest tickets at the link in our descriptions. And Slayer's return, No Effects 3 days with the No Effects Farewell, Punk and Drublic Tour, and a bunch of other killer bands, Lamb of God, Mastodon, Health. So many crushing bands are going to be at this thing. It sounds pretty amazing. I had an incredible time. It was the best I've ever been treated as a press. And I've had some very fine festivals where I got treated extremely well, like Roadburn and the Danny Wimmer festivals. But also, incredible experience just on a fan's point of view. Is for Lovers has already had their first weekend. This is the emo, metalcore, punk festival, sort of traveling festival that takes place over the next 8 weeks. They already had their first one a couple of weeks ago. Their next one is coming up the next weekend. I don't think I'm personally getting to this, but maybe one of our people will cover it somewhere. Reminder that RPM Fest has made their big announcement with our homies in Prong and Misery Index and a bunch of other bands. That is going to be sick in Western Mass over Labor Day weekend. I think I said Memorial Day last time. Matt Erkey is here. What's up, Matt? Saucy the drummer is here. Oscar's here. DJ High C is here. Yeah. So true. So true. Just a reminder about New England Metal and Hardcore Festival. We got some more news coming up on that soon. Pre-party show with God Forbid and Rivers of Nihil. Killswitch Engage 25 and 25th anniversary set list. I remember when Killswitch, I've seen them many times at Metal Fest. I've seen them many, many times. And I was at the 2012 reunion with Jesse Leach. Probably one of the most unforgettable moments of my life. I should do like a top 10 Keefy moments ever. That would be hard to do, but I should do it. Speaking of cruises, here's another one for you. Shiprocked is coming. Shiprocked has announced their 2025. I think they're going to be announcing some more bands. Parkway Drive is headlining. This is Miami to St. Thomas and Half Moon Cay, January 19th to 25th. So technically, if you want to do one and then the other, you could do all these cruises. Parkway Drive, Hollywood Undead, Nothing More, The Struts. I just saw the Struts. They were pretty awesome. 10 Years, Atreyu, Austin Mead, Who Rules. I want to get an interview with Austin. Buck Cherry, Calva Louise, Des Rocks from New York City. Devour the Day, awesome. We just interviewed them. Diamante, Who Rules. We've interviewed her before. Flat Black, that's the band from Chris, formerly of Five Finger Death Punch. I'm sorry, Jason Hook. Ghost Inside, Ghost Kid, Goodbye June, Jigsaw Youth, Kid Kapachi, Oxymorons, Plush, POD, Silly Goose, Spirit World. I think this is alphabetical. I was like, yeah, POD should be like the biggest band on here beside Atreyu. But okay. And Buck Cherry. But all right, we'll see what happens. More to be announced. And the Stowaways, which is like the all-star band jam or whatever. All right, getting through these. So Capulet Fest, just really quick. We've been bringing you the story the last few weeks. We were supposed to go cover Capulet Fest, and we bailed at the last second due to some personal stuff. But the festival was supposed to be for 3 days with a bunch of bands at the Thompson Motor Speedway in Southern Connecticut. At the last second, 20-something bands dropped off. They could not secure the Speedway. The Speedway dropped out as a partner, and they moved to the Webster, which instead of holding 13,000 people, holds 1,500 people. And they still had the festival for 2 days. At the last second, they announced no third day, no refunds, apparently, because of language on their website. The Attorney General is looking into it. And you're seeing a lot of YouTubers that do what I do, metal YouTubers, talking about this. And again, I just want to say, like, we don't have all the details. It does seem like some of the stuff that went on was unfortunate and unfair to fans. At the same time, we did an interview a year ago with that founder of the Capulet Fest, Esteban Vega. And a lot of people are finding that interview now. I'm like, this didn't age well. And it's like, we only go with the information we have. If somebody seems to be honorable, we honor them back. And if they're not honorable, we talk about it. I'm not trying to throw anybody under a bus or cast aspersions. We don't have all the information. We'd like to get some more information. But the Attorney General of Connecticut is investigating Esteban and the festival and Capulet Entertainment, and they are seeking refunds for fans. If you go to any festival and it cancels for some reason, you can try to get a refund through your credit card company, but probably less likely that you will get one from the festival itself. We'll be, as the Attorney General of Connecticut there, we'll be following the story with more updates. Just again, every Metallica meme seems to do Lars dirty. This one does Kirk dirty. A lot of them do Kirk dirty, actually. But I like Lars. This is really great. Lars, as Anthony Hopkins, is actually really pitch perfect. I don't know if you know this. Jack Zimmerman has been here. What's up, Jack Zimmerman? Who is rocking with us? Thank you for watching. Lol 68832. Rob is here. Jocelyn Smith is here. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you. Tours, concerts, and one-offs. Let's rock it. Let's blast news. Metallica continues to be on tour. They have their second weekend and final weekend in Europe for the M72 tour this weekend with Pantera and Ice Nine Kills. And then they head to America for 5 weeks, and then that's it as far as we know from Metallica for the time being. I don't know if they're going to add any more shows. A couple of years ago, when they finished their summer tour, they kept adding dates. Hey, we're going to do some surprise shows at the end of the year and some charity stuff. So far, no go. We don't have any of that this year. This is unfortunate. Last week we were telling you about how Queens of the Stone Age was going to be the first band to play the Catacombs in France. And now, because Josh Homme had to fly home and have an emergency surgery, he just had a cancer scare last year. We don't know what's going on with Josh, but they posted a message. Queens of the Stone Age regret to announce that Josh must return to the United States immediately for emergency surgery. Every effort was made to push through and play for you. It's no longer an option to continue. As a result, Queens of the Stone Age will not be performing the following shows and festivals. So they missed one the other day. This weekend, Podha Festival in looks like Denmark, Zital Spandau in Berlin, Colors of Ostrava in Czech Republic, Metastat in Vienna, Electric Castle, very well respected festival, Zagreb, Athens, Romania. So ticket holders for those festivals, please visit specific websites for updated information. For the headline shows, they will be contacted directly at the point of purchase for refunds. Obviously, we want Josh to get well soon. We're just talking about Stoner. Like I said, I don't think that Kyuss will ever get back together. Locked in a Vacancy popped in. What up, yo? Love you guys. Prog Music Lover is here. Probably we would be friends, Prog Music Lover, because I am also a prog music lover. Yob is playing a series of shows this weekend. That's probably it until they go write a new record. We interviewed Mike Scheidt about a year and a half ago. He really hadn't written much. He just started to kind of sketch out some new songs recently. What is a good album to get into Queens of the Stone Age? I would have to say, the first couple for sure. The last few have been like a concept trilogy we didn't know existed until the last album that just came out. I would say the first couple. They really define the style. It's basically an extension of the music Josh was making with Kyuss. Obviously, he's the lead singer only in Queens of the Stone Age for the most part, unless they get, they had Mark Lanigan come on and sing some leads at times. Songs for the Deaf is my personal favorite. Not because it has the big hits. I love the whole record, everything about it. Josh has a singular great voice, great guitar style. He's made some mistakes publicly with his personality, but apparently he's gotten some help for that now, and I hope he's recovering. But yeah, first couple of Queen's records are pretty flawless, just like most all of Kyuss is flawless. This looks really cool. This got announced. The Devil Wears Prada is Eternal for later this year, featuring Silent Planet, and Moths to Flames and Greyhaven, all killer bands. I'm a big fan of Silent Planet here, who we've covered quite a bit. Let's see what else. Yep. Twin Temple has announced some new tour dates. This is a headline tour around dates that they have right before they go support Till Lindemann's headline tour. So this is the Fallen Angels 2024 fall tour with Creeper, who was, kind of blowing up. Brooklyn Miss has popped in. What's up, Brooklyn Miss? Good to see you. Thanks for getting in here. Appreciate you much. Twin Temple, big fan. New record's pretty strong from 23. Would love to interview them again. Saw them last with Danzig. Before that, I saw them with Ghost, Satanic Doo-Wop, and old school retro rock vibes. Great stuff. High Desert Queen has announced a tour for this year. It's really exciting. Great stoner rock band. I just saw this tour. If you get a chance to see this tour, there's a few more shows left. I think the Church and Afghan Whigs. I just saw this here in San Francisco. The Church is one of the most underrated bands of all time. Phenomenal band. And Afghan Whigs surprised me with how good they were. I was like, I know a lot of these songs. It's weird that I know these alternative rock songs. Greg Dooley also had the Twilight Singers. All the bands were great. It was a terrific show. I saw this at the Fillmore, which I do love, and it was a great time. Somebody asked earlier, like, what's a band that people think is a one-hit wonder, but actually they have a great catalog, and that's the Church. And even their new album, Hypnagogue, which is like a concept, futuristic, dystopian concept album, is really good. Shocked me. They played quite a bit of new songs, and I was vibing on all of them. Just the last couple of weeks of the headline tour from Gorgatron, the Homies, and Casket Robbery, and Voraath. I'm going to try to get this review out this weekend to help support the tour, but definitely go support them. This is also the tour that had the guy wig out and cancel their show after they drove like 8 to 10 hours to Des Moines. Some people should not be in this music business, you know? I know it's the music business and not the music friendship, but some people are dipshits. This looks really cool. Nursing Rocks. This is a one-off thank you show to nurses in the medical community in Chicago, headlined by Grey Daze. Grey Daze is the band that Chester Bennington came from before Linkin Park. They put out a series of albums with Chester's work on it, but also new music. I think it was produced by S.J. Jones, who you might know, S.J.'s own work as well as production for other artists. But I just thought this was amazing. If you live in the Chicago area, it actually looks like a pretty good lineup beside Grey Daze. The Black Moods and Psycho Stars. Those are pretty solid bands. Might be some other ones. At September 14th at the Copernicus Theater on West Lawrence Avenue in Chicago, hosted by Jill Kimmel. Not Jimmy Kimmel, but Jill Kimmel. Yep, music. And you really, like, whatever mood you're in any day, if you just wake up in a mood for something else, you can have whatever you want. Green Lung has announced a headline tour. This is pretty sick. They don't tour the U.S. a lot. With Castle Rat, the Heathen Realm tour. It's not that many dates. This is September. I don't know if there's an outside chance I will be in. If I get to Desert Fest in New York, if I come back in September for my birthday, I might get to see this tour. But if I don't, they're not coming my way. So Rats. Not Castle Rats, but Rats. Castle Rat, a lot of people are talking about Green Lung and Castle Rat in general right now. And shout out to Independent Artist Group for booking this tour. Just hot shit. Just hot shit. Two great bands. Also, Rotting Christ and Brooknagar continue their summer festival and headline dates. Rotting Christ, we just ran our review of their 35th anniversary show in Athens, shot by American resident in Greece, Annie Atlasman. Annie's terrific, great photographer and reviewer for us, and sometimes in the States, sometimes in Greece. And so covered Rotting Christ. It's pretty killer. Nervosa, this is a tour I am highly interested in. Probably one of the best death metal bands right now. Nervosa, Lich King, and Hatriot, the homies from the Bay Area. Lich King I also know from back in the day, although they got some different members now. The Great American Jailbreak Tour. You can't swipe for dates. I just grabbed that off the internet. But check out the dates at nervosa.com. Castle. So here's a band. If you so many tours and not enough time. Stephanie, you would be into this. Scooter, you might be into this. Sort of stoner rock, psychedelic rock. Castle's a two-piece band, mostly. They've been quiet for a while. They have a brand new album coming out on Hell's Headbangers Records at the end of summer, and they have announced an extensive amount of touring for a band that has been quiet for a while. I'm super stoked to see that this is The Evil Remains, I think is their new album. The Evil Remains European tour kicks off in September, for the month of September, kicking off in Germany in Bamberg at the Live Club and ending in Germany at Aachen at the Wild Rover. My German is not that great. I've been trying to do a Rammstein song at karaoke, but my German is rusty. My German is very rusty. Stephanie Infernal. You have a killer name, Stephanie. And the Food Atlas, also fun on social media. But yeah, Castle. This is a little bit of a bummer. Headbangers Con has been postponed to 2025. In past years during the pandemic, when they made Headbangers Con virtual, Headbangers Con is the co-creation of infamous and legendary tattooist Chris Aiken, Chris 51, and Morgan Rose of Seven Dust. They have artists and tattooists and metal bands and metal artists and all kinds of things, celebrities, horror, fun. And they've been running an in-person convention. They came back after the pandemic, managed to pivot to a virtual, it worked. They did it over Zoom. People got one-on-ones with bands, like private little sessions, and got autographed things sent to them, signed and sent to them. It was really well done. They lost their venue, and then they lost one of their financiers, I think, and so they postponed. I would love to go to this. This is in Seattle usually, and I'm rooting for this to take place in 2025 so I can go to it because I haven't gone yet. But it looks amazing, and I really want to go. They had Ed Repka coming and a bunch of killer artists. So shout out to Chris and Morgan, and I hope it gets to come back. And that's all the tours, festivals, and things. And now it's time for the rest of the news. We're going to blast through this so we can make it a manageable show. Beastie Boys, known to let the lawsuit drop. Beastie Boys are suing Chili's, Baby Back Wings. Chili's and Applebee's are literally the bottom of food in the world. Like, I'm sure your local place is better than these two places, but I imagine if you're on a budget, if you got to take a date out, if you got a family and you need to just get out of the house and go get a meal, I'm sure you could do worse, but also don't go to these places. So apparently in 2022, Chili's ran a social media ad with Sabotage where they stole the music and maybe even had the video running while they did an ad. I don't know who did this. I'm a social media manager. There are definitely fail-safes against this. Somebody approved this somewhere. Somebody wasn't paying attention somewhere. Somebody got the keys to the Chili's social media somewhere and made a mistake on a paid ad, because you should not do this without permission. And so now they're suing. Just yikes. I got this. This is one of our two stories that I got off of TMZ this week, and I was like, this makes my head hurt to even look at TMZ. So I don't own any of these images, but also it's from TMZ. They don't either. This is a humongous bummer. Oxbow, one of my favorite bands of my entire life, just literally made an incredible new album. We interviewed Eugene. Tom Osman interviewed Eugene for the Ghost Cult podcast. Interviewed the whole band, and they were on tour in Europe supporting Mr. Bungle, their label mates. And then they canceled the rest of the tour, including their entire run of dates yes, Chili's might be going out of business. They canceled their entire tour, including all their headline dates in France. And now Eugene Robinson announced that he quit the band due to some irreconcilable differences. Sorry, I can't say. Words are hard. Cancel the tour. And now another member of the band has posted that the band is broken up. This is tragic because this is a killer band. We need all the killer bands we can get. Nico Wenner, who's a co-founder of the band, posted that as it stands now, Oxbow as a band no longer exists. Whether this is permanent or a permanent state of affairs remains to be seen. But Eugene has left the band behind. He made it very public in his Substack, which you can read. And I'm just gutted. But sometimes, it's like a relationship. You shouldn't stay together. You shouldn't stay together with anybody that is not right for you. I had hoped to do an in-person interview with Eugene myself at some point. He lives in my area here in the Bay Area. I know I'm friendly with some of Eugene's family. And I got to meet Eugene a few times, and I really love his books, and I think he's brilliant, and the band is brilliant. And if we don't have Oxbow anymore, it really sucks. But I'm sure Eugene is going forward with a new project, as will the other members. Here's another one. This is terrible. Josh Klinghoffer, formerly of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, he's got some other musical projects. He plays in Eddie Vedder's band. Killed a guy accidentally via vehicular manslaughter. There's an actual video of this. I don't want to see another person get killed. I've seen enough death and life pass out of people in my life. I'm good. But apparently it was an accident. We don't know if he was impaired at the time. He is under investigation. He's being sued by the family. It's pretty bad. Josh got kind of fucked over by the Red Hot Chili Peppers getting Frusciante back in the band, and threw out his music that he made with them, and then put out 2 new records that I thought were terrible with John, but that's me. And Josh, I just, rest in peace to the family who lost a loved one. And we'll follow this story because this is going to keep going. This is going to develop, and we're going to follow it. But rough times, rough stuff. This is insane. The Kelsey brothers, who you know from podcasts and the Superstar Sports World, and one of them, Travis, is dating Taylor Swift, put out their own beer, which parodied the Sanguisugabog logo, including Sanguisugabog's catchphrase. It's pronounced Sanguisugabog. They literally copied their logo. They literally copied parodied their catchphrase. It's really funny that these guys know, even if just casually know, this death metal band is funny to me. And I hope it brings maybe some metal, obviously, clearly some football fans, probably not some Swifties, but probably some football fans are death metal fans. So, especially in the Midwest. One of them retired, right? Jason Kelsey retired from the Eagles. Good riddance. I'm a Giants fan, Giants football fan. And Travis is the best tight end in football, probably. So, yeah, he's not going anywhere. All right. I didn't share the whole video because I don't want to get demonetized, but perhaps you saw this video going around of Hellfest from a week ago, where Rob Halford and James Hetfield were watching Turnstile rip it up on stage and seemed to be thoroughly enjoying Turnstile. So it's always fun and cool when the old guard of metal, especially the Metal God and Papa Hetfield, are watching Turnstile, one of the most up-and-coming greatest bands right now. I actually missed Turnstile when I was at No Values Festival because of the overlaps of the different bands, and I wasn't going to miss Power Trip to see Turnstile. So I think I chose okay. I saw Power Trip and L7, and I don't regret my choices. And a little bit of Fishbone in the whole time that Power Trip played. So the whole time that Turnstile played. But I'll see them again. I saw them when they were coming up before they were big. So, but yeah, I had to pick the comeback of Power Trip for that. But yeah, this is insane and good for them. People are curious about them. Suicidal Tendencies have a brand new song out. They just put out their first new song with their updated lineup. Their new song is called No Somos Familia. And you know that Suicidal always talks about the Suicidal family. This is Suicidal's brand new lineup. The mainstay, of course, is Mike Muir and Dean Pleasance. Ben Wyman of Dillinger Escape Plan on rhythm guitars. Ty Trujillo, son of Robert Trujillo, on bass, and Jay Weinberg, formerly of Slipknot, on drums. They got a new song out. It's kind of a one-off. It's got a bunch of guests. Kind of punk funk song like you would expect. They are recording new music for a new album, hopefully to come out in 2025 with this lineup. So I'm hella stoked because everybody knows I am ST for life, son. Exiled Hope has a brand new song coming out today, and maybe a video also soon. I think it's a lyric video and a new single, Lightborn. This is in a series of singles leading up to a brand new album for Exiled Hope. And I have an interview coming up with Sophia Frost, aka Exiled Hope, one-person power metal, black metal artist, and I'm pretty excited about this. So I'm going to check this track out and get up a news story about it. This is really cool. So I've brought some stories about this service before, in Europe especially, but all over the world. Thunderflix is metal programming. People decry the loss of no more MTV playing videos and no Headbangers Ball, and Gimme Metal had Gimme Metal TV for a while, and that went out of business. Thunderflix is $6.66 a month. They have metal documentaries, metal videos, metal concerts, metal content, 24/7, on demand, 365. You literally could just put it on your TV and go. They were doing a 4th of July special. I believe they're a French company, but they were doing a 4th of July sale for $333. So I had to. I went in, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's worth it. It's worth $6 a month. It's worth $7 a month. Thunderflix.com. They have a sick lineup all summer. Every weekend they're adding new content. Lamb of God and Paradise Lost concerts and content. Next weekend, Ensiferum, Elevati, and Corpiclani. The weekend after that, just like Meshuggah and Opeth recently, Halloween and Hammerfall. The week after that, Armored Saint Enforcer. So this is pretty sick. And then live from Bloodstock Open Air, which we'll be covering August 8th to 11th. So, like, yeah, check it out. I'm probably going to watch a bunch of content and do a video review. Good night, Scooter. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here every day, or Scooter. You're a prize. Appreciate you. So check out Thunder. If you feel like you're not getting enough video, or you'd rather be watching more video than dumb shit on TV or anything about the elections or any crazy shit like that, watch Thunder. You know, shut out the outside world and go watch Thunderflix. Also, this is pretty fun. This is Oceano, the legendary deathcore band, put out a new song today. They've got a new record coming out. I'm pretty stoked about this. I'd like to interview Adam. I interviewed the band once before. It was pretty terrible. And it was a bunch of bands that are not in the band anymore. A bunch of people are not in the band anymore. So I think if I get another run at Oceano, I might like to actually talk to Adam himself and really chop it up with him. Punk Lives. This is an art exhibition in LA starting this weekend. An exhibition celebrating the intersection of punk and art. The opening reception is Saturday, July 13th from 7 p.m. And it's going to run from July 13th to August 24th. I'm probably not going to get down there, but maybe I can send somebody out to check it out and maybe do a little report on it. And this is brought to you by Subliminal. And what is it? Oh, I'm trying to remember the other producer, but pretty cool stuff. This looks cool. I would go down to this if I was in LA. Maybe our new LA people can go check it out for us. Mothika dropped a new single today, Mirage, from their upcoming new album. Hugely high on Mothika. If you like Poppy and other artists, you want to check out Mothika. She's great live. She's got great talent. New record coming out on her own label via Sumerian Records by the end of summer, I think, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of new stuff coming up in the next few minutes. All the new albums you would need to check out. Mastodon used to do beer. They might have did a hot sauce at one point. They used to make booty shorts for their merch, and now they got into the pickle business. Kelly's Hot Pickles put out a series of Mastodon pickles, which are now immediately sold out. I went to go buy some today, and they're already gone. The labels are in the style of the Kiss solo albums. It's pretty funny. Kelly's Death Pickles, usually hot habanero pickles. Deal with the Devil by Dirty Behinds. Dead and butter slacks for your bread and butter pickles for Bill Kelleher. Habanero dill. Oh, habanero. That's pretty funny. Habanero dill for Braun Dollar. As Peter Criss, the drummer. And then literally like absolutely perfect. And Troy Sanders perfectly looks like the demon in this illustration. Diller be dilled, as in killer be killed. Troy Sanders' other band, one of his many other bands. But if they make new pickles, they come back on sale, I'm going to try to get some and do a little taste test for you. Murloc Lives has been here. What's up, Murloc Lives? Probably Taylor. You're the man, Taylor. Candy Love 1241's been here. Open Mic 1977's been here. We're just finishing our show. A few more stories left to go. Another band releasing new music is Entheos. They have been dropping a series of singles. That is Cheney Crab and their partner Naveen Koperweiss, formerly of Animals as Leaders and played on Machine Head's last album. Entheos dropped a new single. Their new EP and End to Everything is coming this fall. And they are on tour right now. Just kicked off with As I Lay Dying. Got to figure that shit out if we're going to cover that tour or not. We got a lot of shit for interviewing Tim Lambesis. But hey, I didn't go to prison. He did. He served his time. So we'll talk about it later. But another band coming out with new music is Shallow Side. This is a band I've actually followed for quite a long time. 7 or 8 years. Killer underground rock band in the vein of Seven Dust and a few other bands. And they have a new record coming out next week. So you can check out the story at ghostcultmag.com for the story on that. Also, this is the also controversial and sometimes difficult Escuela Grind. Sometimes loved, sometimes hated Escuela Grind. And they have also dropped a new single. They announced a new album on Monarch Heavy coming this fall. If they can keep their shit straight, they should be one of the biggest bands. And if they can't, we're going to find out. Just to follow up on this story, we had told you a couple of weeks ago about how MTV News went dark. They ceased to be a functioning news organization last year. And then MTV News archive was wiped out by Paramount Media, as well as TV Land, Comedy Central, Country Music Television. And now it turns out, thanks to some reporting from Variety.com, that the Wayback Machine, the Internet Archive of some things, has 400,000 articles, 480,000 articles from MTV.com still there. So if you really want to find a story that's been on MTV.com, you can find it there. You can find it. This is obscene. You see me wear their shirt a lot. This is an old school death metal band. These fine fellows have a new album coming out this week. We're going to talk about the new albums, but I just wanted to highlight them, bump them up a little bit. It's a killer, underrated band. And then if you've been watching The Boys on Amazon Prime, they're up to their next to last episode this week. And we got to hear a little bit of Come My Lady, Come Come My Lady, a terrible song, Butterfly, by Crazy Town. You know, Shifty Shellshock passed away just a couple weeks ago of apparently an accidental overdose, which sucks. But rest in peace, Shifty. But it was fun to hear. There was an episode with kind of like some throwback 90s music. I think Len was in there also. I was doing that a little bit music before as a tribute. But you can't kill an infectious song, even if it's a terrible Red Hot Chili Pepper sample. So Crazy Town lives even if Shifty has passed on. So The Boys, killer show. I don't know if you're a fan of the Garth Ennis comic book. I am. Garth Ennis is probably my favorite comic book author of all time, along with Alan Moore and Chris Claremont, a few others. Jimmy Palmiotti. New Music Friday. Let's talk about, we had a gang of new releases and reviews this week at the site. Shout out to our team for doing such a bang-up job on all these reviews. I'm just going to whip through some of these. The ones we reviewed include Ani DeFranco's new album. Big fan of Ani DeFranco. Unprecedented shit for your alt rock and folk. A split release from two death metal bands, Discord and ATVM, not sure how to pronounce that, Bipolarities, on the great Transcending Obscurity label. Exiled Hope's new single, In Heart to Wait, metalcore on UNFT or Unified Incarnation. Lord Buffalo for some psych rock and dark folk. Holus Bolus on Blues Funeral Recordings. Mr. Big's new album and farewell album 10. Catch them on tour before they're gone forever. Scarcity, The Promise of Rain on The Flenser, right here in the Bay Area. Scarcity is from New York City. The Flenser is from the Bay. Great shit. Through Mists, self-released album, sort of avant-garde black and death metal you might like. Tim Montana for some post-grunge rock savage. That's on BMG Records. Vur and ZJ, hope I pronounced that correctly, it's probably Dutch. Bozem on Prophecy Productions for some post-black metal. And that's it briefly. Let's just see really quick what else came out this week that we can share. Let's talk about New Music Friday and some stuff that is also released this week that you might like. I can make a song out of anything. I don't think I ever want to be in a band again. But I do like occasionally putting my feelings into song. And we have a list every week of these albums and links to buy them and go to their Bandcamp and support the bands directly, or at the very least this store. 7 Seconds re-release is out this week on Dissonance Records. American Overdose, we premiered one of their videos a couple of weeks back. Artificial Infection, kind of new metal. Modern metal. Amorphous Live, Tales from a Thousand Lakes, the classic on Raining Phoenix Music. Black Capricorn on Majestic Mountain Records, great band. Bourgeois, who we've interviewed before, love them. Eastern Pennsylvania Renegades. Bone Vivant on Deep Rest Records, I think that's their own label. Butterside, White Flame for some heavy rock. Cranial Disorder for some death metal. A few other things. Gorgon Christ, just a great name, just an incredible name, and the comedically named And Justice for Balls. Whatever it is, I want it. I just want it. Lodestar, Polaris on Slipknot Records. Mothman and the Thunderbirds, insane artwork, insane band. Portal Hopper. Obscene, as I mentioned, Agony and Wounds on Nameless Grave Records. Please check that band out. I'm a big, big fan. Seth on Season of Mist, La France de Maudits. Spiral, Grave, Ill Repute, usually Stoner Rock, Stoner Doom on Argonauta Records. Testament, The Legacy and the New Order re-releases on Nuclear Blast Records. So sick. So sick. Toten Gott, Beyond the Veil on Hammerheart Records. Turin, The Unforgiving Reality and Nothing on Monarch Heavy. Vangeld, or Vankeld, Atropos Doctrina on Dark Descent Records. And Windwalker, Hyperviolence on Fearless Records. There's a bunch more. Also, again, the list will go live. There's a video on YouTube you can watch. There's this rundown here on our show and podcast, and then there will be a full comprehensive list you can click on with links in a few hours. We're almost done here, folks. Thanks for being patient. That's all the New Music Friday. And now it's time for a look at our mailbag. We brought you a story a few weeks ago about the end of No Sleep Records. These are tough times. No Sleep Records is a killer underground record label, mostly dealing with hardcore and some other interesting bands. Touche Amore, Drug Church, Early Graves, bunch of killer bands. So they were having a going out of business sale. We reported on that. I think it ends tomorrow or today. And I was like, you know what? I want to support them one last time and get some stuff. So I ordered a bunch of stuff, and it came in 3 separate packages. So I got another thing for next week's mailbag segment that all came in one big box. I understand it's hard. They're going out of business. Just ship out what you can ship it out. But maybe they came from different warehouses. Maybe they came from different sources. But everything was dirt cheap. So I have a few things to share. Not this box set from Black Sabbath. So I got a few records. I got a thing. This first thing is a mug. This is usually priced at $20 in this greatly packaged styrofoam. No Sleep, good to the last drop with the No Sleep logo here, just so you can see it. I love me some coffee. Drink coffee, hail Satan, listen to metal. I didn't really have any shirts that flipped my lid in my wig. So I got this tote bag. This was like $3. And it came with like a little flyer that has no consequence anymore because they're going out of business. I can always use another tote bag to take to the supermarket. Look at this tarantula. This is a very cool design. Nice and sturdy canvas tote. I'd like to have. It smells pretty good. I don't know what that smell is, but it's pretty good. I'd like to get some Ghost Cult merch and some totes eventually. Totes my goats. And then for the records, they were literally like $5 a piece. So I opened this already. And let's see what I have here. I think I had ordered 4 things. And one of them they already had sold out of after I ordered it and paid for it. So they refunded me. I think it was like that one was like $6 and change. But here's 3 records. And like whatever. I haven't been buying a lot of records. So between the Black Sabbath and this is probably it for a minute. So this is, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is really cool. So this is a band. First off, this is Great Grief. This is I think this was their debut record, Love, Lust, and Greed. And this is from Iceland, formerly known as Icarus. I have a friend of mine who was in this band. I absolutely love this record. This is a killer record for fans of Dillinger Escape Plan. I believe they were on Dillinger Escape Plan's record Party Smasher for a while. This is limited edition color vinyl, cloudy pink with a download card. So that's really cool. Here's some hardcore old lines. No Child Left Behind. Really cool. Sort of angry political punk hardcore. I'm here for it. And then last and not least, this is a record I wanted to get something from this band. They didn't have any of the classic records. So this is Early Graves, not one of the ones with the late Mark Daniels. Early Graves is sort of a crust punk D-beat hardcore band here from the Bay Area. And their original singer, Mark Daniels, died. And there's still a lot of tributes to him around town here. And this is the record they put out after he passed away with a different singer, Red Horse. But this was super cheap on a fun color vinyl. So I was like, whatever, it's worth getting. And so, at least I can say I supported the band and I supported the label on the way out. And I Like I said, this is a little dark. I don't know how well these things showed up. Maybe I'll do an additional video re-unboxing everything, which is corny, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And that is our show. And a lot of you have watched this show, and I'm really grateful to be here another week. I'm doing really good. Like I said, I spent the week in the woods on Monday, smelling fresh air and being out in nature with two of my favorite people. Once again, happy birthday, Rebecca. Good to see you, Omar. And again, we're into the thick of the dog days of summer. If you're struggling out there, reach out and DM us if you're having a hard time. If you're doing great, keep it going, pass it on to somebody else, put that good karma forward. And as we say every week at this juncture of the show, it's been a tough time in the world. So I want you to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and stay as metal as humanly possible. As usual, I'm going to dance a jig on the way out the door.